Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to discuss how sine theta value is less than equals to 1. Okay, so let's start the video, and if you have any problem in any topic, so please tell me in the comment box that ma'am I have this problem in this topic, so we can make a proper video on that. So let's start the class. Okay, so sine theta value is less than equals to 1. Okay, how? Let's discuss that. We know that sine theta is equals to perpendicular over hypotenuse. Okay, sine theta is equals to perpendicular over hypotenuse. You can also call perpendicular as altitude. Okay, somebody will say altitude, somebody will say height, somebody will say perpendicular. Now please see, suppose this is a right angle triangle. Okay, angle C is equals to 90 degree. A and B are acute angle. You know that in a right angle triangle, when one of the angle is 90 degree, the other two are acute. Okay, how? We have already discussed that. So let's see how sine theta value is less than 1 first. Okay, we know that this is the hypotenuse, which is the longest side in a right angle triangle. This is the hypotenuse, and the leftover sides are perpendicular and base. So which is the perpendicular and which is the base out of these two, AC and BC, depending upon the acute angle which you are taking. If you are taking angle B, then for angle B, the front side will be the perpendicular and the leftover one is the base. But if you are taking angle A, for angle A, the front side will be the perpendicular and this one will be the base. Okay, right? Okay, now for standard thing, we are taking angle B. So for angle B, AC will be the perpendicular. The front side will be the perpendicular, or you can see the altitude. Okay. And hypotenuse will always be the same. So there is an interchanging of perpendicular and base only. Remember this thing as per the acute angle which you are taking. Hypotenuse will be the same. Now we know that hypotenuse will be the longest side out of 3. So when we are talking about sine theta, it means denominator will always be larger than the numerator. Numerator is always smaller. And when this happens, when denominator is greater than the numerator, then you will get a value which is less than 1. Suppose I am taking numerator as 1 and denominator as 2. It will give you value 0.5. You can take any value in which denominator is bigger than the numerator. You will get value less than 1 always. So that's why sine theta value is always less than 1, because in which the denominator is larger, right? That's why. So this is the first reason. Second, why sine theta value is equals to 1. So this is not why, this is when we have sine theta value equals to 1. So this is the big question, when sine theta value is equals to 1. So I have taken one identity. So please see. So there is a one identity, which is this: sine A plus B is equals to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. When you will start learning trigonometry, they will just tell you that sine 90 degrees equals to 1. But when you will go in the higher class, you will understand why sine 90 degrees equal to 1, and when also, and how. So today we will discuss how it has come. We have come to the point that why sine 90 is equals to 1. Okay. So for this, what we have to do, we have to take a standard right angle triangle, in which we have to take BC as of 1 unit and AB as √3 unit. Okay. AB as √3 units. So these are the standard values to prove that sine 90 is equals to 1. Okay. Now, with the help of Pythagoras theorem, which we have already discussed in my previous video, so please go through that if you want to understand how we have proven Pythagoras theorem, right? So we have to find AC by using Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem, you know that Pythagoras is a big mathematician Pythagoras theorem. What it says, the square of the hypotenuse is equals to sum of the square of other two sides. So always in the left hand side, you have to take the hypotenuse. Okay, hypotenuse is the longest side. That's why I've taken it in the left hand side. So we have to find out the hypotenuse because we have BC and AB. So what is AB? AB is √3 because there is a whole square. So that's why I put in square. And BC is 1 and whole square. So √3 square means √3 into √3, 3. And this is 1 square means 1, which is 4. So AC square is equals to 4. Now a square will go to the right hand side. It will become under root. So under root 4 is what? 2. So it means AC we have find out 2 unit. Okay. So these are the standard values to prove sin 90 is equal to 1. And also angles please take. So don't take take C here and B here. C as 90 degree because I have taken AB. And these angles A and B, please take these angles acute angles. So please remember, whatever the notations you are using, the alphabets you are using to denote the angles, so please take these angles as acute angle and name according to that. That's why C is 90 degree, angle B and A are acute. If you want to take B here and C here, so take A and C then, right? So you just have to take the acute angles. Now, what is left hand side? And also please remember, one of the angles should be 90. So see, I have taken 90. Now we have taken the standard values of the lengths of the sides. We have to take the angles also. To take angle B as 30 degree and A as 60 degree. Or you can interchange according to your needs. You can take A as 30, B as 60 degree, right? Now what is left hand side? Left hand side is sin A plus B, right? This is the left hand side. So what is angle A? Angle A is 60 degree. And what is angle B? It is 30 degree. So it gives you sin 90 degree, right? Now let's prove the right hand side. So to prove right hand side, we want these values first. So please find out sin A first. What is sin A? Sin A is perpendicular over hypotenuse. So for angle A, the perpendicular is what? It is BC, and hypotenuse will always be this. The front side of angle A is BC. That's why that is the perpendicular for angle A. So what is BC? BC we have taken 1. Okay. And AB we have find out 2, right? Then we have sin B. Sin B is also, sin theta is perpendicular over hypotenuse, but for angle B, the perpendicular is AC and the hypotenuse is same. So √3 over 2. Then we have to find cos A and cos B. So what is cos A? Base over hypotenuse. So base for angle A is AC and hypotenuse is AB, which is √3 over 2. And what is cos B? Which is again base over hypotenuse, but for angle B, the base is BC and hypotenuse is AB. Okay, so BC we have what? 1 over 2. Now we have all the values, so put in the right hand side this. So when we are putting into the right hand side, sin A is what? 1 over 2. There is a sign of multiplication between one term, first term. So cos B is what? 1 over 2 plus √3 multiply √3 by 2 multiply √3 by. Now solve it. 1 over 2 multiply 1 over 2 is what? 1 over 4. √3 multiply √3 is 3 and 2 multiply 2 is 4. Now take the LCM. 4. So 1 plus 3 is what? 4. So 4 by 4 is 1. So we have proved that sin 90, we have proved that sin 90 is equals to 1. So this is the complete proof. So to prove sin 90 is equals to 1, we have to take the standard values of the angles and of the sides of a right angle triangle. And please remember, whatever the angles you are taking in the identity, please take these angles as acute angles and name according to that. So angle A and angle B, take C as angle 90 degree. Okay. So please remember this thing. It's very, very important. So we have proved that sin 90 is equals to 1. Okay. So thank you, everyone.